What's up guys, Untitled Studios here, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Bissell PowerGroom vacuum cleaner. Bagless upright vacuum cleaner. I believe it's technically called the PowerGroom Bagless, since this is not to be confused with the PowerGroom Multi-Cyclonic, which I would actually greatly prefer to have over this. But this was a pretty good deal. I got it at Big Lots. These are normally listed at around $90, but I got it for $62, as well as I also got this rug alongside it, as well as a phone case and a Diet Coke. So it's definitely a good day of buying stuff. But yeah, so this is the Bissell PowerGroom. The only other person I know who does videos on this is VacMaster1991. He got one of these a little bit ago and did a few videos with it. And these tend to not be all too common, considering that they're only available at one store. But they do seem to be pretty decent machines. I mean, this is pretty much just a carbon copy of the original version of the Bissell PowerForce Helix Turbo, only with a blue color scheme, and instead of having a turbo brush, it has a pet hair corner tool, whatever that is, as well as it being blue instead of red. But besides that, it's the exact same machine. It has the exact same design, has the same 12 amp motor, because the PowerForce Helix Turbo, the very first version of it had a 12 amp motor, and then they made an updated version of it that had a 10 amp motor, and then the normal Helix stepped from a 10 amp to an 8 amp motor, and then they switched to the newer style machines that all of them have 8 amp motors. So, but yeah, so that's basically what this is. Pretty much the only consumer-oriented Bissell with a legacy design that you can still get in big box stores that I'm aware of, because you can get the if you want to get a very similar machine to this in the Bissell Big Green Commercial line, you can get the Bissell Big Green Commercial Pro Cup, which is basically a commercialized version of this. I don't have that, but I do have the bagged variant of it, which I've done a few videos on in the past. But as far as consumer machines, this seems to be pretty much the only thing that's there. So with that in mind, I wanted to go ahead and check it out, since Big Lots is one of the only few stores, and they're phasing this out too, where they have actual machines on display. Walmart hasn't had that for a while. They've always just had dummy units that they've had on display, and Big Lots is going in that direction as well, since apparently that's a lot cheaper for them, because the companies apparently just send them these fake ones and they actually buy them back whenever they renew it, so they don't have to worry about selling the floor models at a discount, which I don't like, because I like getting the floor models at a discount. But from the store perspective, especially with something like furniture, I can understand how that could be an issue. So if you're wondering, that's the reason why they pretty much stopped putting actual machines out on the floor, is because of them losing money on that machine. And apparently it's a better deal for them to just have the dummy units on display. So I still don't like that, because it means I can't get a display model. But it does mean that, that it's better for them. So anyways, if we go into the features about this, it has the Helix dirt separation system, pet hair corner tool, 9-inch stretch hose and tools, washer-proof filter, easy empty dirt container, all that happy stuff. Got the exclusive performance system, extended cleaning reach, pet hair corner tool. This has, it doesn't say how long a cord it has, which is really odd. It says pet inspired, I'm assuming because of the corner tool. And it has a 1-year warranty, which is limited, apparently. And you can see the side of the box. Exclusive performance system. Well, it's really not exclusive. This has been a thing since at least the CleanView Helix. Also has dual edge cleaning, and it has sustainability, which is really cool. We gotta love environmental stuff. And this one is model 68C77. It's a 5-digit model number. Oh, there we go. 25-foot power cord. So, I thought this would have been, well, yeah, 25 feet. I think that's about the same as the PowerForce Helix Turbo. And considering that I got this for almost the same price as what the PowerForce Helix Turbo currently goes for, because those are $60 at Walmart at this exact moment, and this was $62. At least that's what I paid for it after taxes, like what, $65. So For that price, it seems like it would be worth it. I definitely didn't want to get this while it was still $90, but one thing I love about Big Lots is they constantly do deals on stuff because they had a 30% off all their floor care. Their vacuum aisle was pretty much all completely sold out. The only reason I got this is because they have one in the back. So, yeah. Anyways, let's go ahead and open this. So, I got a Kniffy right here. And should be able to open this, hopefully pretty easily. I don't want to destroy the box too much because I do like this box. There we go. Open this up. Oh, this says, do not return this product to the store, which is interesting. I don't remember my Walmart machine saying that. I guess Big Lots' return policy is a little bit different. Also, I tried to initially buy this on the Bissell website, but when I tried to click the link that said buy at Big Lots, because it would just redirect me, the link never worked. And I tried that with multiple browsers. I tried that on my iPhone and on my Android phones, and it didn't seem to make a difference. That link is just completely broken. So you pretty much just have to get this directly from Big Lots and not through Bissell.com. But yeah, so got the vacuum base, upper handle, screws, hose, pet hair corner tool, combo tool, crevice tool, extension wand, and the user guide. So we can see we got everything in there. Got a little random piece of protective cardboard. And let's see, we got... There's the user's guide, which is like the older style user's guide. And this is the 68C77 series. And this is copyright 2017, so this hasn't been updated in a little bit. But yeah, so there's the manual. Here is the product registration card, which also looks a little bit different than the one from Walmart. Or no, it's probably the same. I don't know, maybe I could look back at the video and see. Here's the pet hair corner tool, which is pretty interesting. It's right at the top of the box. There's not really anything really protecting it, but I guess just the box being pressed against it. But yeah, it's got little felt pickers on it. It's very similar to like a Dyson upholstery tool, how those have the felt pickers on it. Or felt strips, I don't know what you're supposed to call these. Just felt, I guess. So that's pretty interesting. I never had this tool. The only other tool that I really want to get is I want to get the Bissell stair tool. You know, the one that like the legacy version. I don't think there's a modern version of it, but I do want to get one of those. We got the classic combination dusting brush and upholstery tool, which ships on the upholstery side, which is interesting because all the other ones that I've got brand new that had this tool shipped on the dusting brush side. So that's interesting. We got that. I'm just setting this up here for now so it doesn't fall. Another little piece of protective cardboard. I'm assuming this is the handle, probably. That would be accurate. So there's the handle. I'm trying to think, where's the... So they do the same thing like all the other ones do, where they stick the end of the cable inside the hose to keep it protected, instead of just simply putting a plastic buffer on it. Here is the extension wand and crevice tool, and just like the Helix, for some reason they ship it with the crevice tool inserted in this direction. Set that down there. There we go. There's the clear deluxe stretch hose, which I believe the Helix Turbo that this is modeled after had the exact same hose. I don't think that one was a solid color. I'm pretty sure that one was also clear. And then pull out the cord next. Looks like this has got tangled around this. Okay, I can't really see how that is in there, so... And of course, since the handle isn't connected yet, there's no carrying handle, so I can't think of a good way to pull this out. is very awkward to hold. I don't want to drop this. I'm going to set this down real quick. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. There weren't any like cardboard protectors on the side of this. It's just the plastic, so the box is pretty much the exact same width as the floor head. Which I kind of, considering how much more premium this is supposed to be, I wish I kind of had a little bit more packing protection with it, but it is what it is. It has a small little piece of cardboard in there, a very rough, thick cardboard, in order to reinforce this cover. And of course, it has like a little pocket for the head to slip into. And there we go. So this is the Bissell PowerGroom Bagless. It has powerful cleaning, a wide clean path. It's got the really shiny plastic coating, which will easily show a crap ton of scratches and wear over time and look very ugly, which is not good. It also has a plastic bumper, which is kind of disappointing. There is no rubber bumper at all to protect furniture or anything. You can see how shiny this is. It's reflecting my carpet. But yeah, you can see that this has no rubber bumper on it, so this will get scratched and scuffed when you run it against walls and furniture, which is just fantastic. Totally not sarcastic. But yeah, so the sticker is not adhered all the way, which I've noticed tends to be a trend with these. I don't know if the adhesive they're using on this is just particularly weak or not. But just kind of get that back on there all the way because I don't want the sticker to fall off. There we go. So we can see model number 68C77, and this one was manufactured on the 162nd day of 2018. So this one is actually about a year old, just over a year old. Actually, year and a half old, at least. 162nd day, that's not even halfway through 2018. So, and the floor model was the same way, which makes me wonder, are they still manufacturing this, or did I buy this at just the right time before this was discontinued? Because I have yet to see one that has a 2019 manufacturing date, because again, the first digits is the year, so this one starts with 18, so it's 2018 this was made. So if any of you guys have these, let me know if you have one that was made in 2019 or especially in 2020. Obviously, if it was in 2020, you have to have bought it recently, but if you have one of these that was made after 2018, please let me know, because I'm very curious if they actually are still manufacturing these, or if Big Lots is just getting new old stock of these. Because I noticed that Big Lots tends to be the store where old Bissell models tend to get retired. Like, they carry like the Cleanview Revolution for a while, they carried the Powerglide Platinum for a while after they were discontinued in all the other stores. So I don't know if that's just the store that Bissell has decided to retire all of its older machines, especially since Big Lots constantly does those deals where they do deals on the floor care, and it's a good way to push out older machines, or if this is actually a machine that they are continuing to manufacture for Big Lots specifically. I'd be very curious to know about that, especially now that I have one, so I know that, I don't have to worry about them discontinuing it the next day and then not being able to find any stock. Of course, in the case of my Big Lots, I'm sure they would sell me the floor model, and I would even pay full price for it, just to help support them and everything. Not if it was $90, but if it was the $62 that I paid for this one, so which I guess wouldn't be full price, but you know what I mean. But yeah, so of course now we gotta put it together. So just like all the other machines, it has the handle with these screws attached to it. So we've got this lovely little baggie with the screws attached to it, and this little thing was put on here pretty loose. There we go. I like this, how this tape doesn't leave any residue. And of course we just slide this up top. So unlike the older bagged variants, this one actually does assemble very similar to all of the newer units, where you slide the handle over top and then you have 2 screws on either side, which I don't like as much as just having 1 screw in the back and having it slide on like the bagged versions, because those actually stay on a lot easier. But nevertheless, this does work. So we'll go ahead and put the screws on this. Sorry if the camera was shaky earlier. I accidentally had autofocus turned on, so that may have caused the video to be a little bit jittery. But anyways, so again, I just kind of start putting this screw in, and then once I get it about halfway, I put this screw in halfway, and then this screw the rest of the way, and then this screw the rest of the way, just to make sure this handle is installed evenly. I'm a bit disappointed with how difficult it is to install the screws on this machine, because of the fact that you have to really put a lot of pressure on these screws to get them to drive down. And also, my particular unit, the handle is actually warped on this top section. You can see where there's a gap right there where my finger is. There's a very substantial gap because this handle is pressed further outwards, which has caused it to be a little bit more difficult to put the handle on. And on this side, the screw will not drive in anymore, and I don't want to strip it, but you can see it's actually not completely driven in all the way. It's very difficult to see. You can see this little bit of plastic is still the slightest bit loose. It's not a big deal at all, but it is just a little bit annoying, considering that the PowerForce Helix Turbo, that's the same price as this. Actually, the handle goes on significantly easier, and it's a lot firmer of a connection. It feels a lot sturdier than this does. And considering this looks like it would be sturdier, but it's really not. And of course, you need to get this on properly for the handle. See, when you go to pick it up, you can really feel how this isn't exactly 100% tight. Like you can hear that, how lifting this up, it's hard to see because it's black. Kind of hear that little clicking, because when I try to pick this up, you can tell that the handle isn't exactly secured all the way. It's very, very close. It's like 98% there, but it's just enough to bother me because I want it to feel very firm. And also, these screws are a lot harder to drive in. This handle gets even more in the way than it does on the other ones because it doesn't slope in as easily. And so as a result, these screws are a lot harder to drive in, and you really, really worry about stripping out the screws. Granted, the screws seem like they're of decent quality, but having to heave down, and the screw head kept slipping off. And this is the exact same screwdriver that I used to assemble all the other machines. And this is just a standard Phillips head screwdriver. There's nothing special about it. So that's a little bit, it's a little bit nerve-wracking when trying to assemble this. So now the cord is properly installed. You can see how reflective this. Sorry, apparently I turned off the autofocus, but it's still trying to autofocus, which is really frustrating. Anyways, but yeah, so this cord is on. So now we'll go ahead and install the hose, which, as you can see, we just have 2 little notches right here. Just line this up, which is very difficult to do with one hand. I probably should have put this on my tripod, but I decided not to because I didn't think about it till just now. See, that went in a lot easier than the Helix machines. Those ones are a lot more difficult to install the hose on. And then now we just slide the hose into the bottom. It slides in very, very easily. And now we just, for some reason, a little kink is right there, but it's not exactly how we put this on. So we just line this up like this and just pull it up and snap it into the hose hook. Just like that. So you can see there the hose is installed properly. Now we will take the extension wand and crevice tool and slide it down here. And this is for some reason not sliding in all the way. There we go. That's really bizarre how like you have to like kind of push it through to get it to, it's almost as if this is too tight. Also, this is supposed to be stored in there like this. But if you want to keep the little fancy tool on board, a little hack that you can do. Also, by the way, just like all the other combo tools, this has a little slot in it, so if you want to use it as an extension wand on the crevice tool, granted this one isn't very long, so it's not very useful, but if you have a longer crevice tool, or if you still want to do it that way, you can do that and not restrict airflow. This does not have that, so this one you would only put it on the crevice tool for storage, but since there is no other onboard tool storage for this, you can just slide it on the crevice tool like that. It actually doesn't slide on very easily. Actually, it looks like that's not going to fit at all. Okay, yeah, never mind. That's not going to work. That's just going to fall off. Okay, so this is by no means an onboard tool. This you will have to keep separately. And since you have to keep it separately, then you take off this crevice tool and slide it in like that. Just like that. And then finally, to put it together, we take the combo tool, and with the brushes facing towards the left, since there's more space here and you wouldn't be interfering with the hose, because you can see the cutout goes into the hose, you want to take it with the brush side like this, and you want to slide it into this holster, just like that. This is still trying to autofocus. Okay, that's better. Not really. Whatever. Either way, so that is the unboxing of the Bissell PowerGroom Bagless Upright Vacuum Cleaner. And we can see this right here. Put the little magic tool down there. This did not go with it. That's from another vacuum. But yeah, so that is it. Close this up. Come on. There we go. And then, of course, we got the lovely manual and registration card. And all the packing materials. So yeah, that's my unboxing of the Bissell PowerGroom Bagless Upright Vacuum. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will run this in a later video where I'll actually run this and both of the new power forces that I got at the same time. So I'll be running all three brand new Bissells at once, and hopefully that should be an interesting video. So anyway guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of my unboxing of the Bissell PowerGroom Bagless. More videos of this coming soon, and again, let me know if you guys have this vacuum too, since they don't seem to be all too common, since they only sell at one store in the US, and I don't even know if they sell these at all internationally. Maybe in Canada, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, so this is Untitled Studios signing out, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.